We have breaking news here on the Slamcast. I'm your host, Brandon Ligan. Joining me, as always, is the gumshoe Nick Horachek.
Yeah, I'm here. God damn, this has been a weird 24 hours.
It has been. It has been. Joining us is our number one dame, Miss Leslie Joy. Leslie, how are you?
I'm not terrible.
I don't know if I can do my 40s Larry King thing anymore, but anyway, that's what it is. I felt like doing it now because there's breaking news abound in the wrestling world. It's been happening 24 hours, man. And we're here to talk about all of it and lead you through it and help you understand it better and to discuss it to no end. So we're going to start right at the top because we said it would get stranger and it gets stranger with a capital Stranger. Stranger. Hulk Hogan, disgraced wrestling icon, mustache enthusiast. Came on, was on. I don't know. What can you call Good Morning America the nation's foremost morning show at this point in time? Or Today Show has been far since surpassing it. Went on one of the nation's leading morning programs
hmm
to discuss his situation. And well, as we kind of like to say on this show sometimes, dig up, stupid. Dig
Yes.
up. Hogan did no such thing.
Oh, he just kept digging himself deeper.
No, I don't think so. I mean, if it's one thing he did accomplish, he did say he was not in the best point in his life, which, you know, that would have been what I just constantly said. Like, I was not at the best point in my life. I was ready to kill myself. I would have just kept going like that. I would not have grown up gone into my, harsh upbringing on the rough streets of South Tampa, Florida, where
Ugh.
referred to him as his N word or whatever he was trying to insinuate. Um,
So there are two things that just like drive me just crazy, and one of them is bad PR and marketing, and the other one is complete misunderstanding of social economic issues. And this one just my hands were shaking when I read this press release. They were shaking. It was just
I mean,
so
I,
bad.
if you watch the interview, you clearly see that this is Hogan realizing what it is. This is his mea culpa. This is his, probably one and only chance to get in front of this situation and to address it in front of a massive audience because, the only other people that are going to give him that aren't speaking to him anymore in the WWE.
hmm
Um, so he did a good job in that way, but I think any positive PR he did gain from that was immediately negated when he went into the traditional white guy defense. Oh, well, I just grew up around it. That's just the way it was. It- that's not a good defense. Like,
Oh, fuck
okay,
no.
look, I grew up in a pretty similar situation to that. I understand it. I don't use that as a defense. I use other much more convoluted defenses. But I'm not on fucking trial here. Uh, Hogan though is did not come out from this getting the outcome that he's probably going to want. He's probably going to want total amnesty from this going forward. I don't think he's gained it. If anything, he's maybe gained his reputation back after a 5 to 6 year absence away from
No,
the company
no,
once it
hmm
goes away. You don't think
it
so?
no. It was if I had to teach a class on how not to handle a situation like that, I would use that press release as an example. Like
You
he
really
did
use the whole interview as that.
well, yeah, but like they didn't have him take any ownership or offer any sort of like, I realize, like any sort of redemption thing. It was literally just, oh well, that's the way it is, and I was in a bad place,
Well,
and then
I
and throwing in like that whole, well, they get to say it. It was just just the opposite.
Ugh.
The opposite of what you should do. And that especially with like housing and stuff being like stop admissions.
Uh, he, Hogan is an idiot. Like, oh well, I grew up around it, so I think no, shut up, shut up, shut. Like, it's like, oh, I have black friends. No, it doesn't help your fucking case.
Yeah, it's not really. That's not really helping
It's
your
also like, especially since he knew about this for a long time, he should have said, I realize this is wrong. Like, he literally was just like, yeah, so now that everyone told me, like, that I can't do this until I apologize, like, that's how it comes off as.
Yeah, that's what it was. Like that's it seems to me like he just realized that
It's
this
like
was a
he's sorry
bad.
he got caught.
Yeah,
Exactly,
yeah.
exactly. Not like he really should have been much more proactive in the interview, like saying, "Look, this is I'm suing this company for lots of money, so they're trying to defame me in any way, shape, or form they can, and they've released the audio footage of this, or the audio contents of this tape when I was at obviously a call it the worst period of time in your life. Because I mean, as from what I understand about Hulk Hogan over the last 5 years, that's the fucking bottom of the barrel
Mm-hmm.
when this tape was recorded. I don't know when around his actual reported suicide attempts or thoughts that he had. Um, but that was during his black period. You don't bring up your upbringing in Tampa. That's just not helpful. If you just kept it to that, you might have got some redemption out of it. Might have got much more redemption than you actually did.
Yeah.
He also should have said, like, he understood, like, why what he said was offensive.
Yeah,
Probably would have been helpful.
Yeah.
yes, yes. He didn't really take, like I said, he didn't really feel like he took any ownership for his action.
Right.
Just like
Mm-hmm.
I'm, just, sorry this came out. I don't actually think this
Well,
way.
and plus, and we said it when this whole thing broke, if WWE or Hogan had been more proactive and went up to WWE and said, hey, look, I'm suing Gawker. There might be some shit that's going to come out that was
WWE would
said
have
bad
stand
play.
by him, absolutely.
Yeah.
He should have been out in front of that, like, helping inner city school children.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, exactly. Well, I mean, I'm sure he probably has done some events, but you know,
You know what I mean? Like,
he should have been. She should have been a lot more proactive. He should have just been like, "Hey,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
this."
Yeah, go out and, do
I was
some
in a
things in inner city. Go donate to some charities and shit.
I was in a
You,
real messed up place, brother.
it's not like I remember,
and that also makes it look like you're trying to atone for something.
right. I mean, it's not like I remember that story JBL would tell on his podcast about how he like some event he ran into like it was like Miley Cyrus. I don't remember who it was, like Miley Cyrus probably. Said, oh cool, she's doing this blah blah blah. I was like, oh, she's here because the court ordered her to be here. So it's not like that. Okay, he should have gone out and just like been more proactive and not. But
Just he didn't,
oh hell
and
no,
now this is why he has to go on Good Morning America and issue this sobbing apologies. Like he didn't cry. Like he did get emotionally choked up, and I'm not saying that moment was disingenuous, but it wasn't on the fact that he let down his legions of fans or anybody else that might have looked up to him or lost the last bit of shred of credibility he might have had in his
yeah.
career before he becomes a complete joke.
Mm-hmm.
He cried over his daughter not being able to, for his daughter not forgiving him. I thought that was something that was kind of telling.
Yeah, so
Right.
much.
Because the comments were actually mentioning his daughter and her sex life
Yeah,
was very creepy to begin with. But
yeah, that's
yeah,
also that's also
uh,
kind of creepy. That's also kind of creepy. You're also, I mean, but we're gonna get into the whole ethics of why he was trying to bang his, or why he was banging his friend's wife.
cuckolding, as the term is.
Yeah,
I mean, and kind of think of similar scandals, the whole Paula Dean thing, and then I remember there was some shit that came out about Dog the Bounty Hunter a number of years ago, and honestly, I think people have really stopped talking about both of them because they've cut, in a sense, well, kind of stayed out of the limelight, but they haven't done anything offensive since.
Unfortunately, Dog the Bounty Hunter doesn't seem to go away.
Yeah, I mean, he has, I remember I liked his show. I think he has the one, was it Dog and Beth on the Hunt Now?
But
I only know about Dog the Bounty Hunter from South Park.
Oh, that Miss Teacher bangs a boy.
Anyway, yeah, there are people have recovered from this before,
Yes.
but Hulk Hogan being the fact that WWE is the really main, the main, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? A sign of redemption that he really wants. It's going to take a little bit longer.
Yeah, I
than-
mean,
He needs to stop talking.
yeah, and not come out and say shit like he wants to be Donald Trump's VP.
Yeah, no, that's
Probably the
not
wrong person you want to attach yourself with there.
right now. Yeah, no, that's just again the continued bad publicity, bad press,
Yeah.
bad PR, just bad. It's all bad. They're making bad decisions. Bad. It's all bad, baby.
No, my hands are shaking.
It's all bad. It's all bad.
Oh,
it's
God.
all bad. So speaking of the bad. I mean, do we want to handle the events in chronological order? Because
let's do that because
let's
the
go in
Zariah
chronological
stuff
order.
started to come out Saturday night.
Yeah, well, I thought it was pretty much a little bit before that, a little bit before the weekend, and then
It would have got brought up on Slamcast if it came out before that. But anyway, so this basically. So for those who don't know, Zaria Schreiber is the chick that Seth was sending dick pics to, and apparently is now his girlfriend because
Watson was with somebody else. Yeah.
But so apparently they're now together, and they were seen on the Brooklyn Takeover show. And then Zariah got brought in. She was going to be Solomon Crow's little sister. Well,
really, that was going to be the creative for her.
Yeah. Poor Sammy Callahan, man, just getting the short end of the stick because now she's been fired.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying that he needed that to get over,
no.
But they have a girl with tattoos and whatever, so they're gonna make him his sister.
I guess any way to get her try and start getting her on the TV to start getting her some exposure. And then this happened.
She might be a Nazi.
Fuck! Fuck, dude. Oh my god, yeah, there was some Nazi imagery on her Instagram, which these posts are from years ago. And then I guess she tried to explain, in other cultures the swastika means different things, which is true. But ever since Hitler came along, it now means what Hitler. It means. Yeah.
Well,
that means, the Holocaust.
Yeah.
The one, because she had one that she could get away with that, but the other one was straight up like, hey, My Little Pony dressed as Hitler.
Yes. So,
and there's no way to be like, oh, that was before Hitler came around. Like, no.
No. I mean, it went... And then I guess she was saying some other hateful shit, too. From...
Oh, yeah, I know. From what I understand, it went full-on bonkers Bobcat.
It was a lot.
She went full Clarence, what's the Dave there?
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Oh, fuck. The black white supremacist. Anyway, I can't remember the name of it.
Clarence.
Yes, I know who you're talking about, though.
What did you say? Clayton Bigsby.
Clayton Bigsby. Yeah, I was about to hit the internets and
full on Clayton Bigsby.
Yeah. I mean, we still have to deal with racist idiots in 2015. I mean, Donald Trump.
You know what? I don't think she's a racist idiot. I think she's a stupid young woman that didn't realize her social media might lose her a job of a lifetime.
Well, it's one of those things where we're in the age, and it's still relatively new, the age of social media. Everyone has access to Facebook, and they have access to Twitter and Instagram. Everything, you can post anything, just the tap of a screen. And they don't seem to understand the consequences of things they say. Because yes, I could come out and I could, if I'm working for somebody and I could say the most hateful, racist shit, you know, I could get fired over it. I do have the First Amendment right to say that shit, but guess what? It doesn't protect you from the consequences of what you say.
Especially in a privately owned corporation like the WWE.
Well, it's
It's
publicly traded, but
sorry. I mean, yeah, publicly traded. Sorry,
and
that's
for
what.
It's also like some of the tweets and stuff you read, like I have a terrible sense of humor and I like make all kinds of like off color jokes all the time. But you can usually tell the difference between like have you ever had like I don't know this one, like between like some people who, the jokes like actually racist and one that's not.
Yes. No.
And
We
yeah, when
look.
you read through all her stuff,
There's
there's not a lot of like, oh yeah, that's
wiggle
kind of
room.
funny. You're just kind of like, oh.
Oh, she actually thinks that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
Yeah. Ah, does she get some blowback on her boyfriend there, Mr. Rollins, or
I
is
hope
he
not.
total, or is the title a total shield from him? Because
I I think the
hey,
title's a total shield for him right now. I think they fired her. I I don't see why this would affect him, but then again, with how paid this company is, I don't know. But then again, he is a pretty high up on the totem pole, so he might be able to get away with some shit. I mean, if
Reason.
let's just throw out there if Nikki Bella said some extremely stupid and hateful shit. I kind of think she wouldn't get fired.
if Nikki Bella kicked a baby,
Oh God.
would
Yeah,
she get?
like Snitsky punted one right into the crowd.
Yes, actually, real world kicked a baby.
Yeah.
I feel like she'd get fired.
You feel like okay?
You
Well
feel like
then,
she'd still get fired? You feel
Yeah.
but would there be any blowback on Cena? Fuck no. I guess WWE's
They're aren't they on Total Divas together? I don't know. I don't watch the show, Brandon. Like, are
I
they?
think they are. Yeah, I don't watch Total Divas. I just don't give a shit.
I don't. I haven't. Okay, I admit I haven't watched much this season, but yes, they are on sometimes together.
So, like, I
Anyway,
would say it depends on how much they're seen together on the Total Divas, like
anyway,
how much blowback Cena gets.
yes.
Yeah. This is
And the only reason
hypothetical.
I really think Rollins might get some blowback on this is because he already had one social media incident with her. I mean,
look. Sometimes a guy just makes bad decisions with a woman. Okay.
Yeah.
no,
Guys
I
are
know
dumb.
that, and you know that, but we're not running the WWE.
Sometimes you just got. Sometimes you fall in love with a woman who may or may not be a Nazi.
Really.
It happens, man.
I
You just gotta
I
respect her and know that she's really just not a Nazi.
yeah, I
She just
think
drive a Panzer.
yeah, just
She doesn't believe in a final solution.
yeah, just set up some stupid shit and not realizing that once it's on the internet, it's fucking out there.
Yeah.
There's screen caps. I know Ryback's deleted his tweets many times after
Well,
doing shit. So
we know why. We know why that is because Ryback is dumb as fuck. That
yes,
is that's been widely proven. I think that's as quantifiable as gravity.
yeah,
We make that joke at least twice a week, at least.
Well, because you know why? Ryback might be dumber than dumb as fuck.
That's
Because
what I mean. Like when it gets to the point like you're making it that often, it's almost like
like
we need to scale. It's becoming exponential at this point.
you need to dig up, stupid.
so yeah. Speaking of digging up, the news week just kept on getting worse because it was announced that Bram signed a multi-year contract with jail.
Oh God, I saw this and it's like, what the fuck? Apparently, it's two felonies: domestic choking a woman. I guess him and Charlotte have been estranged for months now.
So, yeah, so this was this new girlfriend or was he
Yeah, it was a
choking?
new girl.
Must be.
Okay, yeah, because I'm sure Miss Flair would not allow that motherfucker to choke a bitch.
No, Miss Flair was not anywhere near.
No, No.
Yeah,
Well,
I
hey, it's
think
good to know.
she,
It's good to
I
know. It's good to know that she has her father's success in marriage as well.
I think she realized that how nuts this guy is, and then broke it off. So that's
I mean,
probably
he did just sign a multi-year deal with TNA.
oh god, and they axed that pretty damn quick.
Well, I don't think they axed it, but I mean, they could. They took him off all pending
Events,
further events, pending the
yeah.
outcome
So
of this.
whether is he still
They suspended him until he's actually like everything's processed and he's
not
sentenced. He
under
gets
not
sentenced,
under indictment.
but
he gets convicted, he's going to jail for a long time.
Yeah,
He's
he's going to jail for longer than TNA probably has runway budget to run for.
oh god, yeah,
he better be. Like he better be in more than 9 months.
oh yeah.
Is that how long you think TNA has? 9 months.
Stop that.
Oh,
We've been
not even that.
we've been saying it. We've been saying it's been dead or dying for at least the better part of the past year now.
Yeah.
I know. Like I feel like I really even feel like 9 months is like super stretched out, but I'm like, yeah, I know it's just gonna keep on crawling. It's painful to just watch.
Yeah.
Somehow, some way.
Someone needs to just take it out back and shoot it like Old Yeller.
One day. So yeah, I mean, wasn't he also kidnapping a bitch too? Like, sorry,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
that's one of the charges. Like,
I mean, this is
It was
this. I don't know where this ranks in far as wrestling arrests, but kidnapping definitely
no,
might
it wasn't
first
kidnapping. It was
illegal detainment or something like that, which is
yeah, because he was holding her down.
forced detain. Oh, okay.
yeah.
So it was like forced detainment, and then the one for choking her.
Yeah, Jesus. Yeah, this isn't good. This is.
No.
Oh man, TNA. LOL. TNA.
I mean, fuck. Yeah, I mean, they're gonna. It looks like, Destination America might just do their opt-out clause, and TNA's gonna be done at the end of September, and I think they're bound for glories in October, and then after that, goodbye.
Look, we've been saying it. I'll believe it when it's actually happening. I do think it's gonna come eventually, but
So,
I've stated it on the show several times that bold sweeping proclamations that this company is dead, but it seems to keep on finding ways to survive and survive.
More than 9 to 12 months. If it is, like, I will put it on the calendar, and if I'm like, I will come on and publicly apologize if I'm wrong, but it can't be.
well,
all right.
Can't.
Well, if you want to talk wrestling arrest from this one, Rock and Roll Buck Zumhoff, jailed 25 years for molesting a female relative. Yeah.
All right. So, all right, he's not Rock and Roll Buck Zumhoff, but obviously, it's or he's not Ken. He's not Ken Patera, and what's the other guy who went to jail with Ken Patera, who I can't fucking remember, the Japanese guy.
Whatever, but yeah, on the level of that.
But I mean, as far as the 21st century, he's got to be one of the best ones of this year, probably.
Oh yeah.
Well,
speaking of arrest, 32 years coming.
Yeah, man. This was the last bit of news that happened all week, and I mean, this one shouldn't be that big of a surprise because if you follow wrestling and if you know anything about the history of Jimmy Snuka, you knew that this was a long-going open case, still going because this was still under investigation while he was with the WWE.
Right.
I can't even really describe it because it's basically whether or not Jimmy Snuka was culpable in the death of his girlfriend at the time. I don't even have her name on the.
I'm pulling it up now, but man, this was because they just charged. I think they've officially charged him. They reopened the case or something. Let's see, charges murder of the third degree and involuntary manslaughter in the death of his girlfriend Nancy L. Argentino in 1983. His bail has been set at $100,000. And there's been a grand jury investigation open for like the last year or whatever it was.
Yeah, you hate to see a guy like Snuka who's genuinely, I would say, had a glowing and spectacular,
Rep
off screen reputation
off
off screen.
screen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you'd never like to see someone who is that fabled of an icon get uh, charged with murder, even if it's in the third degree. Uh,
Even if it's manslaughter in the third degree?
Sorry, manslaughter in the third
Right.
degree. Sorry.
Involuntary manslaughter and murder in the
Involuntary.
third degree murder. Yeah.
Uh,
It's
it's strange, and this is only gonna get like I know I say this about Hogan, but this is only gonna get stranger and stranger. And uh, I, I don't know. If the family finds some sort of justice in this, I suppose I have no problem with it. But I mean, the guy's 77 right now. I think
has stomach cancer.
has stomach cancer. What's this really gonna solve? Are they really gonna spend time incarcerating him? And money incarcerating him? I don't think so. But if this is what helps the family find some sort of solace,
Yeah.
more power to them. But
yeah, this has always been one of those stories you just heard about for years.
yeah, I mean, I didn't hear about it until probably somewhere around the mid 2000s, like right when the internet kind of like exploded with wrestling, and you could wrestling websites were a dime a dozen. It was always just something I read about. Oh, there's a active investigation on Jimmy Snuka. Like, oh well, that was interesting. And then I even find it even more interesting when he was going into the Hall of Fame. Now that that they were doing this while knowing this was still going on.
Well, I think the investigation was they like closed it and they found he had nothing to do with it, but a grand jury reopened it last year. So
yeah. It's you can't believe that they're really going to spend this much time and money prosecuting a 77-year-old man.
mm-hmm.
But I suppose that it's going to take a cold case off their files. This is a big I guess that's a pretty big fish there, Jimmy Snuka. Big threat to the community. I'm not.
Really?
I'm not coming out in defense of somebody who's on trial for or been indicted for murder, in the third degree. But
He's starting to go into a tangent about incarceration laws
yeah,
in
exactly.
our country, is what he's doing.
Yeah.
Exactly. It just makes no sense, man. Makes no sense.
There are bigger fish to fry.
Exactly. Much more proper allocation of resources than this.
Yeah.
Like the guy who tried to shoot at the WWE Performance Center.
You like the guy who tried to shoot at the WWE Performance Center?
Oh, the guy that got shot. Yeah, apparently this guy had already had a restraining order filed against him. Had been told by authorities to not be on WWE property anymore. The guy needed fucking help, and he should have gotten it way before this. But apparently looks like he had a knife. Police told him to back off, and they shot him. He wouldn't back off. So, I guess the guy was obsessed with Lita.
He charged an officer too. Is apparently what the story that was.
Yeah.
Just when you think that we couldn't get any stranger, this is just Monday. We had all these things happen Monday.
And in one song would be like Creedence Clearwater. It's Bad Mood Rising.
It was a bad week. I mean, actually, I think it can only get better in wrestling. Actually, I think because we've had all these terrible things happen in the beginning of the week. It can only get better from here on out,
And
right?
you said it. So, you know.
And it's not now because I said it.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks.
It's gonna get
Yeah, I
worse.
shared an article into the Facebook group, a lot of the details of what this guy did. But Jesus, like, really? You show up at the performance center with a knife, you really think you're gonna... They've had authorities around there before. You know, when they've had higher profile people there, you know, whether they're coaching or, you know, for Tough Enough, whatever it may be. But this guy had already, like, literally cops, he had been arrested, like, the week before. Or whatever. Like, the week before he had been arrested.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that they already had a restraining order out against him, I mean, this is definitely the first case of wrestling fan extremism gone totally wrong. I mean, normally most wrestling fans are pretty respectful.
Oh, yeah. I mean, just an example, if this happened to be you and Paige, well, first of all, you would have a lot more problems than just the law. You'd have the entire Knight family on your ass. So, there's that. But, my God, like, really, and apparently this guy filmed himself mixing his feces with milk.
Oh wow, what a weird winner! So
Like,
this guy's got an insanity plea.
Isn't that just like the thing that made you go, like, you know what? Now it's weird.
Yeah, that
was the line.
That
like,
put it
I
over
was
the
kind
top.
of like, this story is like somewhat reasonable, and now it's like, no, it's no longer, no.
Yeah, let's see. He was arrested on August 4th after causing a disturbance at the Performance Center. He was reportedly in possession of a huge sign for Lita and would often stand outside the building. And apparently he would mix his feces and urine in milk and smear it on the Performance Center building.
Why the milk? That's just what it was.
What in the bluest of blue hells is wrong with this guy? Like, he needs to get into a fucking mental institution, and he needs fucking help. He's lucky that the cops didn't kill him.
Well, the guy's still in surgery, so
right.
I mean,
yeah.
So we don't even know if he's dead or not.
Yeah, he maybe could be.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be speaking about it this glib, but holy shit, man. Just insane. What is it about Lita that attracts the crazy guys?
I don't know.
A rough 48 hours.
It must be the tattoos. Yeah, it's been a rough 48 hours to say the least, man. But I think we guys through it. We pretty much hit everything. This might be our episode for this week because, I mean, how are we going to top it? I mean, is Sting and Seth Rollins really worth it? I don't know. Sting and Seth Rollins and John Cena and Seth Rollins all in one night, though.
Oh, yeah, we get 2 Seth Rollins matches. We've got the Dudleys versus the New Day. We've got Charlotte versus Nikki. And apparently this will be after Nikki breaks the record, so it's basically the Bella countdown clock was at like 14 days on Raw. In other words...
I love the Bellatron, too, by the way.
Yeah.
It is fantastic.
It's the countdown to the moment we never have to mention AJ Lee again.
Exactly. AJ who?
Exactly. So, basically, she's going to break the record, which we've been saying for months. She's going to break the record, and looks like she's going to get it, and then hopefully Charlotte wins the title.
You think they're not going to pull it right at the last minute?
I think I highly doubt that. I think this is just to get rid of AJ Lee. They don't no longer have to mention her as the longest reigning Divas champion. She'll just be the second longest reigning Divas champion.
Well, they won't even mention the second longest reigning.
Exactly.
So.
And no one gives a shit about the second.
Yeah. If you ain't first, you're last.
Exactly.
I mean, I will say the New Day pulling out the table wrapped in bubble wrap, that whole save the tables thing was fucking hilarious.
The New Day have just continued to wow me. Considering the fact that way back 4 months ago, I was not having any part of this creative and just this, wasn't feeling it. but now they've made believers out of me. The power of positivity.
It was their heel turn. The day they did that, when Xavier Woods held the feet down, that was the day they became awesome.
Well, yeah, because the fans are already rejecting him anyway, so they just pull the trigger, fuck him, turn him heel, and they can. And it's worked. It has absolutely worked.
Yeah, they found something in all three of these guys that just works in the way that nothing they've ever done has ever worked before. I mean, this is the most entertaining I've ever seen Kofi Kingston. This is the best I've ever seen out of Big E Langston, and this is the best that Xavier Woods has ever done. And keep it going.
I read an interview where they said they originally they kind of wanted to do something like that, and then they gave him the gimmick that they gave him, and they really weren't happy with it. And then they finally, after what they gave him wasn't going over, they kind of let him do.
Right.
Well, originally I thought they were going to kind of do this angry. They were supposed to do something like angry black man.
Before that.
Yeah, Nation of Domination 2.0, and then that whole
that's what the three of them were envisioning, in their head, what they wanted to do, and what they gave them was the new. And they didn't really like it, and then they changed it to the other thing, and they didn't really like that, and then finally they were like, all right, do what you want.
And this whole silly thing is just working. I'm laughing when I'm liking that, and anytime I could laugh while watching wrestling, that's a great thing.
Yeah.
So
anytime I can just sit back and enjoy the product, and just get lost in a really damn good match,
in a mid-card match, just be totally enthralled by a return of the Dudley Boys. If I'm anything, and it's also I'm glad the Dudley Boys are back because now finally leave me that glimmer of hope for return of Doug Furnace and Phil LaFawn.
Oh God!
Viva Furnace and LaFawn.
I mean, the best thing about that whole Dudley Boys return is that it wasn't spoiled. No one, again, like we said last week, no one knew they were there until they were at Gorilla.
Yeah.
And then once the pyro hit, and then once the name flashed on the Tron, that's when everybody freaked out.
Yeah.
I mean, them, and I know Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy got two of the biggest pops that whole, 3 shows in Brooklyn.
That whole weekend, yeah.
Yeah, it was just some of the best pops, and then Zack Ryder and Mojo Rawley got nothing.
Well, I mean, I just think they sucked it all out of him.
Yeah, either way.
Pretty much.
I mean,
yeah.
But yeah, anytime I can just get lost and just enjoy something, just how goofy as fuck the New Day is, save the tables. It's this is the last table in existence. Oh my, it's so over the top. It works, and then
I love how they find some little thing to do every week to do it. 1 week it's Xavier Woods trombone. This week it's going to be a table.
Yeah.
What's going to be
wrap
next?
a table in bubble wrap, which, by the way, that table looked a lot better in bubble wrap than Michael Cole did. I couldn't resist that. Anyway, shitty, overused, or overplayed, or storylines that went on way longer than they need to aside, it's actually enjoyable. I mean, I kind of wish we had gotten a little more out of Sasha and Paige, but that was a whole beat the clock match, so.
Yeah, like I said, I think we got a fairly standard Raw. It's so weird seeing Sting on Raw, and being featured and actually wrestling a match on a WWE pay-per-view for a WWE title. It's so just weird.
Yeah.
Weird, so freaking weird.
But I mean, Sting was always, it seemed like that last guy from WCW that they finally got to come over.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely, you're absolutely right, man.
I mean, they had Steiner, they had Goldberg, they had Nash, Hall, everybody.
Here's the thing, and as we think about this, and this is how we're going to close the show. This is going to be the final segment of the week, and then we'll do Iron Sheik Tweet of the Week, and then move it on. I'm really beginning to see this Sting as the beginning of the end of the Rollins Authority alliance. I could slowly start to see fissures in what was a solid foundation, and maybe those might expand, and maybe those fester and break apart. But who knows from here? We're going to have to see. It's certainly going to be an interesting 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to where this goes, but I was talking to Miguel one night just over Facebook, and he was saying, "What does Rollins really have to gain? He wins. Yeah, he beat a 53-year-old Sting. He loses. He lost to a 53-year-old Sting. And then it's
He still beat a legend.
right. And I mean, Sting's only match in the WWE thus far, he lost. So,
Yeah, well,
but then again, that's
Sting.
WWE logic.
Yes.
I guess
I
the
like
only time those guaranteed rematch clauses work is when you're John Cena.
The only time anything works is when you're John Cena.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah. So
the audio ready to go for that, like at all times.
Oh.
Get it together, dude.
oh that.
Yeah. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna say Iron Sheik tweet of the week.
Yeah, so I think we got a good one because,
Okay,
of course,
music.
yeah. Dun, 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 dun.
Fuck him! I talked him! I wanna know, are you the man or are you a fucking piece of shit? No good motherfucker! Fucking bullshit!
So, remember how I said that Iron Sheik had been on the real lack of tweeting?
Yep.
It's almost like he heard me because not more than an hour after we did this, actually, it was probably during the show while he did this, he let this gem, and I'm going to put it in here because it's still the Iron Sheik tweet of the week, and it's still a week from it. Today and every day, forever, go fuck yourself. But still, I love you. But still, go fuck yourself. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the Iron Sheik tweet of the week.
Fucking bullshit!
Such wise words of wisdom.
Ever since I saw it, I say it to myself from the mirror every day.
I mean, it's gonna be my new mantra. It's gonna be my new mantra.
I like you said, I've been doing it. It's working.
Yeah,
It's working.
I'm gonna make it my new mantra. It's so positive. Who knew? Who knew the Iron Sheik could be such a guru of positivity?
He's turning my life around. I've been not terrible 2 days in a row.
He is the world's greatest living Iranian American. So
I can't disagree.
no, he truly is. So all right, we're gonna get on to the plugs.
Right.
Leslie, ladies first. What do you got to plug? Your Twitter?
Yeah, anything.
Nothing. No plugs.
No.
You're on the show. All right.
All right.
So Nichols, what do you got?
All right, I'm over on Instagram at Pegasus187, Xbox Live, Wii U, same thing. I'm on Facebook at Nick Horachek, Twitter, Gaming Pegasus187, YouTube, The Gaming Pegasus187. I'm in the Wrestling Revolution /MMA Facebook group. This is where a lot of the news got posted from this week, and yeah, I was at work on my lunch break. I checked Facebook. News out the ass.
Yeah. So all of the notifications.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit, I literally messaged the groups. It's Monday and we already have a shitload of news for Slamcast.
Yeah, man. And it was so much happened. We had to do it on a Tuesday.
Yeah, it's literally Tuesday night where I'm at. I'm gonna get this up on Wednesday. So, yeah.
Awesome. All right. So if you like listening to me rant and rave about wrestling and who knows what else I'm going to rant and rave about on a given basis, you can follow me on Twitter at @BrandonAllHope. You can like me on the Instagram too. Apparently nothing, but most importantly, you should go out and support independent wrestling because that's where the grassroots of this business is. That's where you'll see the stars of tomorrow, the stars of yesterday, and maybe some interesting and bizarre people that probably shouldn't be in a wrestling ring, but they're trying. Gosh darn it! Support independent wrestling. I guarantee you, no matter where you are, in America, United States, Canada, England, Mexico, in your local municipality, there is somebody trying to live their dream in a small group of like-minded people. All they need is you there to entertain, and you will not be disappointed. So, to all the good brothers and sisters out there performing shows this weekend, although this feels weird doing it on a Tuesday, but, whatever. Stay safe, be safe. If you live the party life, don't overdo it, because that would be bad, and we don't want you to die. Dying is bad. So, for the absent Michael Burhan, who's still living in a tent, for Dave Wade, who's stocking shelves somewhere in a lovely store in Bristol, for the lovely Leslie Joy, for my co-pilot, Nick Horachek, I am Brandon Ligan with his eyes closed, doing this podcast. Good night. Good luck. Go forth and spread beauty and light. Peace, love, and huntiness and all. All right, let's play my damn theme song. I'm going to fall asleep.